Hey guys, Devin here, welcome back to my channel. Today we are back and playing a game that I found on itch.io called Opal Bay 1994. Now I was planning on playing this game a few days ago, so the memory of what it's about is not fresh in my mind, but I think that it is about 4 young adults who are experiencing different situations and you just help them with it, but I'm not sure. And let me explain maybe a few things, I don't know, a few things before we get into this game. I know I have not uploaded for a week or two, maybe a week and a half, and that is because I've been on and off sick with a cold for the past 2 weeks, but I feel like it's officially gone away now and I can get back to recording again. There will be most likely a Fallen SMP video up on Saturday because I'm on spring break now and I have more time to do things. And Fallen SMP Season 12 is ending quickly now that Minecraft 1.14 is probably almost being released. And so I'm planning on just doing things. I don't want to build a big base anymore just because the season's probably going to end soon. But yeah, let's not talk about Minecraft. Let's just get into this game because I really like the art style so far and I'm really interested in it. So yeah, let's just play Opal Bay 1994. In a certain town by the shining sea there lived a fisherman and his daughter who occupied a small home along the shoreline. During an unusually warm spring, the fisherman came down with an unexplainable fever that persisted for 1 week, then 2. By the 3rd week, the fisherman's daughter had consulted with every doctor in the 3 villages to no avail. Her father's fever refused to subside. One night, the fisherman's daughter was visited by a close friend who found the girl deep in despair. "Oh, if only I knew there was a cure at all, I would travel anywhere to find it," the daughter said, her heart heavy in her chest. Her friend, who was a maid for the king, offered an idea. "I've been hearing these whispers at the palace of a mythical crystal born from the sea. The king has been searching far and wide for it. You are such a clever girl, I know you could find it before him." The fisherman's daughter met eyes with her friend, a slight glimmer of hope in her tired expression. "What will the crystal do?" the daughter asked. "They say it will allow you to see into the future. If you find the cure in the future, you could learn of its whereabouts more quickly. At the very least, you could learn how much more time you have with him." Desperate for any way to help her father's condition, the fisherman's daughter took up the challenge. She spent her days tending to her father's condition. She spent her evenings speaking with any villagers she thought may have heard of the crystal. One warm night, around 5 weeks into her father's fever, the maid arrived at the fisherman's home, her cheeks reddened with excitement. Her breath short, the maid told the fisherman's daughter that the king had discovered the location of the crystal near the shoreline not far from the fisherman's home. Checking once that her father was sound asleep, the daughter hurried down the shoreline. Hearing the whispers of the king's brigade, the fisherman's daughter approached the seaside, knowing she had little time left. She dove into the water. A gentle glimmer pressed against the seabed beckoned the fisherman's daughter closer. As her lungs became desperate for air, she reached toward the beautiful, shining object and secured it in her fist. The fisherman's daughter surfaced triumphantly, sure she felt the weight of the future in her hand. However, when she looked down, she did not find a vision of the future, but a shimmering dust spilling from her open palm. Her heart racing, she searched for her friend's face, but instead found an unexpected crowd. The king, the textile merchant, and a small family of townspeople were all waiting silently for the crystal. Their sad eyes reminded the fisherman's daughter that she had not been alone in her struggle, her fear, nor her desperation. A tear slid down her face. "Oh, that's cool. Oh, okay. Did your grandmother tell you that story?" "Yeah, I think it's my favorite one she told me." "Why? She didn't even get the crystal in the end." "Because she was so cool." Hey, you two, it's getting late. Come in back inside. Okay, Mom. Okay, so I get to pick whose path I choose. That person didn't look like Minwoo, but alright. Maybe they have dyed hair. They all have different colored things. I don't want to do Jun. I think I'm gonna do Wen. Wen or Minwoo. Because Wen looks interesting to me. I'm gonna do Wen. Can I just... I'm gonna save here. Yeah, I'm gonna save here. Just in case I decide that I don't want to do Wen's story. Oh wait, do I have to start at different... Why is it highlighting? Wait, I'm so confused. Alright, whatever. Guess we're starting at chapter 2, which is weird. I don't know what that means. Okay. As the bus comes to a halt, I look down once at my reddened hands. The half-hour bus ride had done nothing to help the residual anger rattling in my chest. I get to my feet tiredly and sling my backpack onto my shoulder. As the bus pulls away, I spin on my heels, shaking my head. What am I doing here? I haven't been known to run away from home, much less to the person I barely know. Hey, Wen, my house is this way. My heart leaps in my chest. If my face isn't already red from the evening's events, it has to be now. I hadn't expected Minwoo to be waiting for me at the bus station. I'd be hoping I'd still have the option to turn around and return home, slip into my bedroom without anyone noticing. Oh, yeah, you're right. What are you doing out here, though? I've come by a few times, so I could have met you at your house. I had to pick up some snacks. I got you that weird soda you like. I can't think of anything to say, so I simply nod my head. Come on, let's walk. As we walk, cycling through small talk, I find myself focusing on the sound around us. I listen to the splash of rainwater as we walk and the hum of cars fading as we get closer and closer to the sea. Minwoo asks about midterms and work, barely giving me a moment to squeeze in a question about him. When I finally ask how his compositions are going, he gives me an uncharacteristically plain answer. They're going, more or less. We round the corner to his house, and he tells me to meet him on the back porch. I had barely visited the sea, despite living so close. I remember playing at the beach once or twice in my childhood, caught in the middle of the water fight between Faye and Evan. I guess not much has changed, except Faye's grown up enough to leave the fighting to me and our little brother. My thoughts are interrupted as Minwoo slides the door open and takes a seat beside me, 2 marble sodas in hand. He hands one over to me and, in one swift motion, presses the marble in. A soft fizzle sounds around us. I thought you said they were weird. Weird, yes, but they taste good. I press my palm against the top of the bottle and wince at the sting. Oh, okay. I look at my open palm, recalling the sting as it slammed against one of our pans earlier this evening. Hey, Wen, you don't have to answer if you don't want, but did something happen? My heart jumps in my chest again. I turn back toward the waves as he asked, to hide my flustered expression. The looks Minwoo had given me earlier indicated he knew something was wrong, but I had hoped he wouldn't ask. It's just my little brother. He's been causing problems again. He and I got in an argument. I guess I called you because I just wanted some space from the whole thing. What did you guys fight about? I paused, trying to parse through the information. I'd spent the last few days piecing together what had been going wrong with Evan and whether it stemmed from growing pains or his new friends. There's these people he's been getting involved with lately who come by the restaurant. I don't really get what they're all about, but they've been trying to hunt down something. They give me a bad feeling, like they're overwhelmingly desperate to find this thing they're looking for. I watch Minwoo, expecting some sort of expression as he processes the information, but he simply nods, urging me to go on. So Evan's been hanging out with them lately. Staying out late is one thing, but not coming home to work and acting aggressive toward me and Mom? That's not right. I mean, I get that he's just in high school, but I kinda need him right now. With my sister and my dad never home, it's just me, him, and Mom running the restaurant. So I just cornered him on it when he came home today. I don't know, I just got tired of it all and wanted to grow up just a little. Admitting what's on your chest always feels strange. The words are heavy as they fall. I'm never sure if I did more damage keeping the words in or letting them out. I hear Minwoo sigh a bit and my eyes move to him. You've pretty much been having to manage everything alone then. I know you're always telling your mom you can handle it on your own. I open my mouth to protest, but I know that I don't have anything to say for myself. I've been trying so hard lately to give my mother some space away from the restaurant. With Dad constantly gone on work and me being the oldest sibling left in the house, it's been up to me to keep everything running. We have been hiring people, but no one really sticks. I've been trying to keep everything together since my sister moved in with her fiancé, but I thought it'd be best to go back to school once everything felt settled. And Evan? I don't really know what to say about my brother. You should come over more often then. You need a break. I don't know what to say to that either. I mean, isn't everyone expecting too much out of you? You're only, 23? Your brother, your sister, maybe your parents. They have to know that you need time to live your life too. Feeling my face get warm again at his concern, I snap my attention back to the waves. The only thing on my mind lately is how tired I am of spending all my time making things work for my family. Lately, I'm so jealous of Faye. I want to get away from home, to have my own concerns, to fall in love. I turn back toward Minwoo. The swimming discontent in my chest has faded, but is replaced with the quickening of a heartbeat. Minwoo's a good person, but a fluttering in my chest is a feeling I cannot stand. I appreciate it, Minwoo. I'm kind of tired of being this tied down already. Well, I'm sure your brother will grow up soon. Let's get your mind off of everything and watch a movie now, then. I nod in agreement as he gets to his feet and slips back inside. I take one last glance at the waves. I suck in a breath of fresh air and hope the butterflies in my stomach will disappear like the tide. I head inside. I like this so far. I'm just not sure why So we have to do specific chapters. Oh, is it like referring to the stone where it says you have to look into the future? Let's do Minwoo just because we just saw him. Chapter 3. Sorry, I got a cough, guys. That probably sounded really bad, so I'm sorry. Minwoo Chapter 3. I spent my walk to Jun's apartment deep in thought. I should have spent today productive and practicing, but instead spent most of my time laying on the bench, recalling images from the strange dreams I've been having these past few weeks. Jun takes a while to respond to my knock on the door. When they finally open it, I'm enveloped in the smell of curry and rice wafting into the hallway. Oh, you're here earlier than expected. Practice wasn't going so well, so I gave it up. I point toward the window. Look, the sun's not even down yet. You should be proud of me. I press in through the door and sling my backpack off my shoulder. I dig through my backpack for my notebook and set it on the countertop. I pull a pen from my jacket pocket as I take a seat. I look up at Jun, who has returned to their curry. What went wrong with practice? I just couldn't focus, you know. I tried to make progress, but I couldn't stop thinking about those dreams I've been having. I don't know if I'm just sleeping wrong or something, but they're really weird, Jun. Those again? I told you that vivid dreams usually just come from stress. I get them all the time during festival season. This has to simmer for a bit. I really don't think it's that simple. Here, I wrote everything down. I placed the pen between my teeth and started digging through my notebook to find the notes I'd written down a few days ago. I start searching for pieces to grab onto, a place to begin, but I curse myself again and again for the haphazard way I write ideas down. I look up to find Jun leaning against the table trying to make sense of my notes. Your handwriting really never got better, huh? No, of course not. You want to hear about it or what? Yeah, tell me already. My thoughts swirling uneasily, I simply begin speaking. I started writing my dreams down because they make too much sense, like they're all woven into this one story. I'll wake up one night in the middle of something, then the next night the dream will pick up where it left off. In my dreams, I live by the ocean, like now. I don't get why his hair is black here, but it's blonde everywhere else. Like, as a kid, his hair was black. It's black here. I'm just guessing he has dyed hair. Okay. Like now, I guess. Some of the dreams happen behind a merchant stall, selling fabrics, and there's a constant full moon in the sky. I don't have a father, but I have a mother, I think. My mother, because she plays music while I'm sitting at home from time to time. Your mother? It's not so different from how my life would be if she was still around. Spend my afternoons working, my nights with my mother or this other person I meet often. Oh, it's him. Okay. Wait. Okay, whatever. He has thick black hair, always messy. He's a nice person. Is that Wen and that's him? Okay. Who tends to get nervous and falls over his words all the time. Yeah, like Wen. Yeah, just like Wen. He started searching for this Opal. It's kind of like that one legend that we have about the fisherman's daughter and the magical crystal. Everyone is looking for this artifact that is supposed to allow you to read the future. Kind of like... I look toward Jun, but then shake my head. That would be a stupid thing to say. A few nights ago, I had the dream where I finally agreed to help him find it. I mean, it was dangerous, and I'd been reminding him over and over again that it wasn't worth it. But he wanted to know what was on the horizon. Everyone wants that, right? I'm gonna save. So we looked and looked and looked. Eventually we found it. I said it was risky, right? Everyone in the town was looking for it, like the crystal wanted us to. Everyone figured out its location on the same day. This is where it really starts to get blurry. Oh God. I had a dream where we were on the seaside, but there was blood all over the sand. It was obvious that a lot of people had been hurt, that a fight had broken out. When the dream came to focus, he was lying dead in my arms, eyes closed, covered in blood. It really did look like one in that moment. I pause and look up to see Jun staring back at me, eyebrows knitted together. I know this face. It's one of those rare moments where Jun just doesn't know what to say. I run my fingers along the edges of the paper. It feels real, Jun. Don't you believe in past lives? Past lives? Minwoo, they're just dreams. Maybe you're just afraid someone is going to die again? So much that you're dreaming about it? I suck in a breath, but ignore that comment. This isn't about my mother. Wen's been telling me about his brother and how he's been getting involved with these kids who are desperately searching for something around Opal Bay. My dreams, Wen's brother's thing, and even the tale of the fisherman's daughter all took place right by the sea. Doesn't it make too much sense? I sigh and look downward, searching for words to articulate what I'm trying to say, a way to prove to Jun that I know that it has to be true. I just feel like I got attached to Wen really fast, like I knew him already. I guess that's the part that makes me think it's true the most. And you're worried about having feelings? No, not that. You know I'm too busy for anything like that right now. I have to figure my show out first. I have someone else I'm doing this for. Silence falls between us. Have you seen anything? Have you seen any weird fortunes recently? The look of confusion that settles on her face is new. I've never asked them to look into the future for me, not when my mother died, not ever. I didn't even mean to ask, but the words slipped through, a product of wondering if peering into the future could quell my fears. I trust you, Minwoo. They must feel real if you're asking me for that. I haven't seen anything strange, but I will tell you if I do, okay? I bite at my lip and give them a nod. Here, dinner is done, so let's just eat and watch TV. Don't worry, and just play by ear, alright? Yeah, I got you. Okay, I'll go get you a plate. I breathe a sigh and close my notebook. Jun's right. I'll have to trust their future sight for now and focus on the present. If the dreams keep coming, I'll treat them as warnings. I won't let anything happen. Okay, so we have Minwoo's chapter 3 and Wen's chapter 2 done. Let's do Jun just because we just saw her. Sorry, the cough again. Evening has come and I recount the afternoon. In the pre-spring festival lull, I have been spending my time shuffling through papers in the back room and taking long, pointless walks around the temple. The sun tells me it's about time that I should head home, but I feel uneasy. Should I be worried about what Minwoo was talking about the other day? His stories of seashores and crystals ring a bell, but it's not like the story matches up perfectly. In the story of the mystical crystal, there was no man quite like Minwoo, nor anyone quite like Wen. Wouldn't a fortune-teller feel danger on the horizon, or at least see a hint of it? I shake my head, hoping to shake off the day's worries. It's time to go home. I head out the main hall, pausing only to lock the door behind myself and head out toward the entrance. It's not more than 10 steps from the main building when I see him cresting the staircase. Sun low in the sky, he catches me moments away from heading home. I call out to him. Perfect timing. Oh, this is the other guy, yay. Hi, John. I ran a little late going through files in the library. Do you have some time? I was actually on my way out, but if it's interesting enough, I suppose I could stay as a favor. That's just talk. My interests get the best of me, and my eyes dart to the journal tucked under his arm, then to the bags under his eyes. Alongside my worries about Minwoo's dream, I remember another query I've been struggling to find out. What is this man after? Well, John, I was wondering if I could get my fortune read. Oh? That I can stay for. Follow me. I lead him through the front garden to a building on the left. We head to my back room. This room has once been a simple storage room filled with old decorations, but grandmother and I had created once my talents became well known. Okay. I gesture for Lucky to take a seat across from me and watch his eyes dust over the room, taking it in. Expected something different? I don't think I knew what to expect. What do you need me to do? It's simpler than you think. Just relax, put your hand on mine, close your eyes, and take some deep breaths. You'll know how to let me in. I let his hand lay lightly in mine, take in a few deep breaths, and peer into his future. Oh no, that's... Okay. That's a lot of writing. Okay. Oh, ooh, oh. What? Take it then. I'll give it to you. Okay. Okay. These are all connecting. I love that. Okay. I pull my arm back, a thin layer of cold sweat on my skin. Lucky's eyes meet mine, but the rest of the room is blotched, blurry. I look downward at the table to collect my thoughts. Tension hangs in the air. Lucky doesn't know what I had just seen, but I know he can see my emotions, the distance I'm trying to put, and the sweat against my forehead as I awake from the trance. Trying desperately to still my trembling hands, I pull my head upward to meet his concerned gaze. Concerned. His expression doesn't match the violent flashes I had just seen. Lucky, why did you come in for a reading? What did you see? Answer me. I've exhausted all my options. I thought if I was lucky you could give me the final piece I needed. You sure are, then. Readings are typically simple, like riding the ocean waves. Usually, events bob up and down before my closed eyes, weaving together a story. I'll tell them, you should be careful of that person you have been dating, or you should be sure to take your uncle to the doctor. They don't come in painful, rapid flashes. More importantly, I never see myself in a reading. I try to pull out the concrete images I had seen. My eyes fall to his journal. Lucky, what's in your notes? There's something I'm trying to find. What are you looking for? Lucky looks stiffly at me and I feel my body grow colder. I asked you a question, Lucky. Answer it. I've already seen your future. There's no reason to hide it from me. I'm looking to see if I'm worth something. I get to my feet, the legs of the chair scuffing against the wood. The sound hovers between us and I set my eyes upon his journal, placed carefully on the table. I want to run as much as I want to give him a warning. If you consider me a friend, stop. Whatever's in that journal, whatever's going on at home, whatever you're trying to figure out, open your eyes and see that how you're acting will hurt you and others. I don't believe you're a bad person, but I think you're watching yourself fade away. So throw those notes out. My need to run takes over and I get to my feet. close the door on your way out. I head out onto the main temple ground, feeling the cold March air against my cheeks. I pause to feel the rough beating of my heart against my chest. What had just happened blurs in my mind, but I think I retained enough composure to give him a memorable warning. As I walk, I suck in deep breaths of the chilly air and hope my hands will steady. Once I get to my apartment, just a 10-minute walk away, I'll write everything down. I'll sort it all out. I'll figure out what he is looking for. Oh, hers was shorter. Okay. Hers was way shorter. Hers was like half the time. So lucky. I admit it. I probably look like I'm losing it. I lean back in the library chair and take in all that is splayed out in front of me. There's a number of mythology books strewn across the top of the table. The middle is populated with an array of local records, and between them is a mess of coffee-stained notes. In the interim between graduation and the job I haven't gotten, I've been spending my free time in Opal Bay, trying to somehow triangulate the artifact. If there's one thing that my 4 years in college has given me, this stupid journalism major, it's the ability to research. My thoughts drift away from me as my gaze drifts to the window. There's still plenty of sunlight, but the day is waning. How long have I been here? Since 8 or 9? A painful rumble of the stomach confirms this, and I exhale, reaching forward to clean up the pile before me. 10 minutes later, journal of notes tucked under my arm, I head out the front of the library and squint at the March sun. What an uncharacteristically nice afternoon. That word has been used twice so far. Okay. Is that you? Just lucky? I turn toward the voice and blink twice. It takes a moment for me to register the temple's fortune teller in such a casual outfit. I give them a smile. What are you doing out here? Or rather, why are you in town, but haven't stopped by the temple yet? Don't worry, I've only been in for a few days. I've been doing some research first, but you're my next stop, I promise. Research? Why is that? Oh, research into the town, the sea, some history stuff. I'm doing a story. I'm a journalist, if I didn't mention before. Oh, it said Jun. Oops. I guess it meant to say lucky. Okay. That's the story that I've been giving everyone. It's not too far from the truth. I think that asserting my place, a lost journalist explains that look that is probably on my face. That look that says I've been roaring in place, unsure of where this myth will lead me next. I can't tell if Jun is convinced, but they look back at me with shining, almost black eyes and continue without a misstep. In that case, you definitely should come by. We have a more extensive library on the history of Opal Bay than anyone else. You know, everyone used to come to the temple with their problems. Our priestesses knew more of the town's workings than any newspaper. I nod. That sounds like an indispensable resource, but there's something about Jun that makes me a bit uncomfortable, a bit uneasy. Perhaps it was fostered by years working at that temple, but they have no reservations about letting you know that they know more about you than you want them to. Oh, I'm sure that's some personal stuff, but you seem like you know most of it. Maybe I could come by and ask you about some history sometime? Have you figured me out already? I wonder. Eager to change the subject, my eyes settle on the stack of books in their arms. Their titles on religion and mythology. I catch ancient Greek, Shintoism, and Catholicism. I hate saying that word. Catholicism. I don't know. Catholicism. I don't care. I hate that word. Because I hate saying it. It doesn't sound good to me. Okay. Above the crook of their arm. What are you doing at the library? Returning those? I've been doing some studying. You know, there's a lot of people who come by who are of different religions, so it's helpful to be able to understand their perspective. I guess that must be part of the job description too, then? Yeah, it's part of the job, but I think there's something interesting behind it regardless. I have my beliefs, but sometimes it's interesting to think about why we have these systems and texts, and why we came up with them. I mean, spirituality can look so... Okay, I don't care anymore. Can look so different for everyone. Are you religious, Lucky? Am I religious? The tension tightens my shoulders. Okay. I mean, I guess so. I'm Filipino, so I'm Catholic. What? Okay. I look back at John and find warm eyes cast sideways in confusion, their head nodding slowly as though they are trying to decode what that means. The topic had kept me up so many times before. Morals, teachings, and spiritual purpose were all wonderful in theory, but the people around me who didn't seem to fulfill these teachings as much as they swore. My mother, pious and all, still had no problem walking out and never looking back. Even when I tried to act as my parents wanted, I never seemed to measure up. My parents were really heavy-handed with it, so I don't know. I think that everyone has a purpose, though, so at least that part stuck with me. I wouldn't have thought you a believer of fate, to be honest. But purpose is why people are looking for a higher power, right? A reason to keep going? I nod. I mean, I don't really know, but I find myself looking anyway, like just today in the library. I take a look around, wiping away the strange intensity between us. It's that sudden intensity that throws me off about Jun, the way they like to throw you for a loop. The rumble of my stomach breaks the momentary silence. Jun gives me a chuckle, cocking their head to the side. Let me guess, you spent so much time researching that you forgot to pick up breakfast or lunch? How did you know? You're easier to read than you think. I shift my weight from left to right. Is that so? You know, you should try the Sunnyside Cafe. It's like a block or two down that way. They have really good food and it doesn't cost too much either. If you like breakfast, that is. Who doesn't? You're right, who doesn't? I don't eat breakfast though most of the time. I should probably drop these off and then get back anyway. I have a class to teach tonight. I'll be seeing you soon, just lucky. Of course. Jun walks past me and into the library. I turn away in the direction that Jun had pointed out, pondering how I should feel. The coffee sitting in my stomach probably adds to the swirl of anxiety, but I resent having spent so much of that conversation on edge. If I could work around Jun, I would probably find the information I need. However, I find myself so caught up in their strange, genuine curiosity. Am I letting my paranoia get to me again? I breathe softly, taking in the fresh air and sunlight, and head toward the cafe. My stomach rumbles again, reminding me that some pancakes sound pretty good right now. I'll do that, then sort through these notes tonight. I'm sure there's a lead buried in them somewhere. Oh, yeah, because this is just a demo. That was it. I was hoping I could make a series out of it because I started to really, really like it. And I don't know when it's going to release. Oh. I think that was it. I really like that. That was really good. I really like the art style. I really like the plot. And I really like the characters. I'd say my favorite character, because I can relate to them the most, is probably Wen. But I also really like all of them. But Wen is probably my favorite. If I had to pick at this very moment in time, even though I don't know as much about them as I would like to know. But I can't wait for the full release of this game. I really like it. It's more my style, and I don't see many games like this nowadays. Most of the games on itch.io are horror games, and I don't like horror games, like playing them myself. I like watching other people play them, and because I don't like playing horror games by myself. I know that sounds wimpy to say, but I don't. If I'm with someone else, I'll play it, but like, I don't like doing it by myself. But yeah, I really liked Opal 1994, the demo, and I can't wait for the full release. And I hope that the full release will be within the next year or shorter, because hopefully I'll find a way to keep myself updated about this game, because I really liked it. And yeah, there will be a Fallen SMP video this Saturday, most likely, if you want to know. And hopefully I will be consistently uploading from there. Deltarune episode 5, which is probably the final episode. Not sure if I'm going to do it, but if I do it, it'll probably be up next Wednesday. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you want to see more of this type of content, you can press the like button, and if you want to keep updated on the videos I post, you can press the red subscribe button. And if you want to get notified every time I post a video, you can press the gray bell button next to the subscribe button, and then every time I post a video, whichever device you're on will show you that I have uploaded. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.